Gemini, change is already humming in the air around you, like a song only your soul can hear. As 2026 unfolds, it doesn't arrive quietly for you. It arrives as a turning point, a crossroads where the universe gently but firmly takes you by the shoulders and says, it's time. Time to stop living halfway. Time to stop hiding behind clever words and quick exits. Time to step into a version of yourself that is bolder, deeper, and more spiritually awake than anything you've known before. For so long, people have called you the mind of the zodiac, the messenger, the storyteller, the one who can adapt to any room and any energy. You've worn that role well. You've been the voice that connects ideas, the bridge between worlds, the twin who can see every angle. But 2026 doesn't just want the performer or the communicator. This year asks for the real you, behind the shifting expressions. It calls for the Gemini who feels everything intensely, even when they pretend not to. It calls for the part of you that longs for authenticity more than approval. As the planets rearrange themselves in the sky, they move like keys turning in the locks of your life. Uranus stirs the depths of your subconscious, shaking loose old fears and hidden patterns. Neptune softens the edges of your ambitions, dissolving illusions and revealing what truly matters. Jupiter stretches light into your relationships, amplifying both blessings and lessons. Every corner of your world, love, work, identity, spirit, feels the ripple of this cosmic shift. And somewhere deep inside, you know this isn't just another year rolling by. This is a rebirth. If you're already feeling that gentle pressure to transform, that pull to become a more honest version of yourself, that's no accident. The winds of 2026 are pushing you toward alignment, toward a life where what you think, say, and feel actually match. If this resonates with your spirit already, let it be a sign that these messages were meant for you.
And if they are, take a moment to subscribe to Astro Gemini so you don't miss the guidance and insights the universe keeps sending your way through this space. Let's step into the first wave of this transformation, the realm of the heart, where your love life stops being a game you play and becomes a path that changes you. Prediction 1. A love awakening, the unexpected heart shift. When it comes to love, you've always needed space to breathe. You fall in love with the mind before the body, with the way someone thinks, the way they joke, the way they see the world. You're drawn to people who keep you curious, who challenge your intellect, who don't confine you. Casual connections, flirty texts, stimulating conversations. You've often preferred the dance to the destination. But in 2026, the dance changes tempo. Your heart begins to whisper a different kind of longing. You may find that the thrill of surface-level excitement suddenly isn't enough. The conversations that used to satisfy you start to feel shallow. The relationships that kept you entertained begin to feel empty. This year, your soul is hungry for something rooted, something steady, something that doesn't evaporate when the novelty wears off. The universe starts nudging you away from distraction and toward depth. Between April and September, an intense energetic alignment between Venus and Pluto amplifies everything you feel in love. It's like a spotlight shining directly on your patterns, where you escape, where you overthink, where you keep things light so you never have to risk being truly seen. Under this influence, someone may step into your life who doesn't play by your usual rules. They may not fit any of your typical types. They may be quiet where you're loud, grounded where you're scattered, mysterious where you're transparent, or vice versa. All you know is that their presence unsettles you in a way that feels both uncomfortable and magnetic. This connection won't be about adrenaline or constant stimulation. It will feel like a mirror you can't look away from.
They may ask questions that go beneath the surface, challenge the way you avoid commitment, or gently confront the walls you didn't realize you'd built. With them, you may find yourself wanting to slow down, to breathe, to stay.
Love stops being a game of words and becomes a journey of soul-to-soul recognition. This is where the real awakening happens, when you realize that vulnerability isn't a trap, it's a doorway. In 2026, your heart is invited to walk through it. Instead of flirting to keep things light, you begin to crave conversations that are raw and honest. Instead of juggling options, you start to wonder what it would feel like to choose someone fully and to allow them to choose you in return. That thought might terrify you, but it also ignites a quiet thrill, the thrill of being truly known. If you're already in a relationship, this energy doesn't bypass you. It intensifies what's already there. Hidden resentments surface, unspoken truths demand words. You and your partner may find themselves having deeper, more difficult conversations about needs, fears, boundaries, dreams. It may feel like pressure at first, but that pressure is actually an invitation to rebuild your connection on something more solid than habit or convenience. For some, this year will mark a healing breakthrough. For others, it will mark a necessary ending. Either way, honesty becomes the compass. Around the middle of the year, many Geminis will find themselves at a crossroads in love. Keep living with half-open doors or walk fully into a love that requires courage. This is where your duality is tested. One part of you craves freedom, the other part craves safety. In 2026, you learn that the highest form of freedom is not running away, but choosing a love that supports your growth. You stop chasing attention and start seeking alignment. As you move through this emotional terrain, remember that you're not alone on this journey. The energy of Gemini is woven through so many hearts across the world.
If you feel called, share your date of birth and your zodiac sign in the comments so Astro Gemini can see where these cosmic themes are landing in your chart and in your life. You'd be surprised how many stories mirror your own. Now, while your heart is undergoing this awakening, your mind, the sharp electric Gemini mind, is also being pulled into a new direction. The second great shift of 2026 arrives in the realm of your purpose, your vocation, and your place in the world. Prediction 2. The career revolution, turning curiosity into power. You were born with a restless brain, a mind that loves to connect dots others don't even see. You're the one with 10 ideas in the time it takes most people to have one. You've probably tried multiple paths, experimented with different careers, or juggled side projects alongside your main responsibilities. For years, this variety kept you alive. But a part of you has wondered, what could happen if I actually focused, if I poured my energy into something that truly feels like mine? In 2026, that question stops being hypothetical. Jupiter, the planet of expansion and opportunity, moves into an especially powerful position in your chart around March, throwing open doors you didn't know were there. Emails, offers, invitations, collaborations, and new paths may appear in sudden waves. People start noticing your ideas, your voice, your vision. It feels like the world is finally catching up to what you've always known, that you're meant to do more than simply move through systems. You're meant to shape them. But the magic of this year isn't just in sudden chances, it's in how you respond to them. Saturn's influence over your public life and career asks you to slow down and build intentionally. Instead of scattering your energy in 100 directions, you're called to choose, to commit, to design your path with strategy rather than impulse. That might sound restrictive to a sign that loves freedom, but what you discover is that structure doesn't kill your creativity, it amplifies it.
Around June, a pivotal fork in the road appears. You may be torn between a safe, familiar option and a bold, uncertain one. Maybe it's a job offer that feels risky, a move to a new city, or a shift into a field that truly excites you but scares you at the same time. The universe is nudging you toward the path that awakens your soul, not just your bank account. This could also be the year a side passion becomes something more, a project you started just for fun, suddenly shows potential to become your main focus. Or a mentor steps in, someone who sees your brilliance and pushes you to step into leadership, not just support roles. You may find yourself speaking, teaching, writing, creating, or leading in ways that draw on your natural ability to communicate and inspire. The most surprising part of your career journey in 2026 isn't the external success, it's the internal shift. As you take calculated risks and invest more deeply in your path, you stop seeing yourself as just the messenger or the adaptable one. You begin to feel like the architect of your own life. You're no longer hopping from opportunity to opportunity, hoping something sticks. You are choosing, shaping, and directing your energy with intention. By September, you are likely to see tangible results from this new approach. Greater financial stability, public recognition, completed projects, or a major achievement that makes you pause and think, "I really did that." Yet beneath all these visible changes, a more sacred victory is unfolding: your relationship with your own worth. You stop underestimating yourself. You stop shrinking your ideas. You stop waiting for permission. Your work becomes an expression of your inner alignment, not just a way to fill your days. As the final quarter of the year approaches, Mercury, your ruling planet, goes retrograde in a way that affects your long-term plans. Instead of panicking, you're encouraged to see this as a cosmic review. Look at what you've built. Look at what still feels aligned and what doesn't.
Refine your vision. Adjust your strategies. Let go of obligations that drain you but don't support your soul. By December, it becomes clear. 2026 didn't just upgrade your career, it changed your definition of success. For you, success stops being about applause and starts being about resonance, about how deeply your work matches who you truly are. Somewhere around the middle of this journey, pause and check in with yourself. If this message is awakening something inside you, if you feel seen, guided, or inspired, gently support this energy. Give this video a like so that the algorithm, just like the cosmos, knows this kind of guidance matters to you and to others who walk the same path. Small actions create waves. Now we arrive at the most intimate part of your transformation. Beyond love and career, something even more profound is shifting. Your relationship with yourself is undergoing a radical rebirth. Prediction 3. The inner transformation. Shedding the masks. Gemini, you are a master of adaptation. You can be one person with your family, another with your friends, another with strangers. And somewhere beneath all those versions, there is the real you, the one you don't always give space to breathe. This flexibility has protected you. It's helped you survive, fit in, and keep your options open. But in 2026, the universe gently asks, what if you didn't need all those masks? Who would you be without them? With Neptune slowly dissolving illusions around your identity and your sense of self, you may feel a growing desire to simplify your life. You might suddenly feel exhausted by pretending, exhausted by small talk, exhausted by situations where your soul has to shrink to fit. The roles, labels, and defenses that once felt useful begin to feel heavy. You crave quiet. You crave meaning. You crave authenticity like someone thirsty craves water. You may find yourself drawn to solitude more than usual. Not the kind of loneliness that hurts, but the kind of sacred solitude that heals.
Nights spent journaling instead of scrolling. Walks alone under the sky where you talk to the universe as if it's a friend. Moments when you switch off the noise around you so you can hear the whisper of your own intuition. Meditation, breathwork, tarot, astrology, energy healing, spiritual study. These are not distractions. In 2026, they become pathways back to yourself. For many Geminis, a spiritual awakening begins to unfold quietly in the background. Dreams feel more vivid. Synchronicities, those strange coincidences that feel too aligned to be random, show up more often. You think of someone and they call. You hear the same message in different places. You pull a card or read a transit that describes exactly what your heart is going through. The veil between your mind and your soul becomes thinner, and you start to trust the feeling beneath the thought. With this deepening awareness comes inevitable shedding. As you grow, certain relationships, environments, or habits simply stop fitting. Friend groups may shift. People you once felt close to might drift away, not out of conflict, but out of energetic mismatch. Spaces that once excited you begin to feel draining. It can be unsettling to outgrow parts of your life, especially when those parts once gave you comfort or identity. But remember this, when the universe takes something from your hands, it's often because your soul asked for more. You are not losing, you are making room. Room for relationships that see the real you. Room for work that reflects your essence. Room for a life that doesn't force you to split yourself in two. There will be moments when you feel caught between past and future, no longer the person you were, but not yet fully the person you are becoming. These in-between spaces are sacred. They're like spiritual cocoons. They're uncomfortable, but they are where transformation actually happens. During a rare full moon in your sign near the end of October, the spotlight turns inward. It may feel like the universe is holding up a mirror, asking, "Do you see yourself now?" And for the first time in a long time, you just might. You look back to the beginning of 2026 and realize how far you've come. Your mind feels clearer. Your emotions feel more grounded. You're less interested in proving yourself and more interested in being yourself. The duality you once saw as a curse, the feeling of being split, of holding conflicting desires, reveals itself as a gift. You understand now that you were never too much or too scattered. You were simply designed to hold multitudes, to see many angles, to bridge many worlds. By the closing months of the year, a sense of alignment begins to settle into your bones. Love feels more real, not because it's perfect, but because you've stopped pretending. Work feels more meaningful, not because it's easy, but because it expresses your truth. Your inner life feels richer, not because every question is answered, but because you've learned to live in dialogue with your soul instead of avoiding it. This is the year of realignment, the year your thoughts, words, and actions begin to move in the same direction. You no longer just talk about your dreams, you take steps that honor them. You no longer just analyze your feelings, you allow yourself to feel them. You no longer just chase experiences, you seek wisdom inside them. The universe isn't asking you to become someone else, it's asking you to remember who you've always been, beneath the noise. Gemini, everything you've faced, every heartbreak, every detour, every moment of confusion has been preparing you for this chapter. The caterpillar never knows the shape of the wings it will grow, but it surrenders to the transformation anyway. That's what 2026 is asking of you, a surrender not to chaos, but to your highest self. When challenges arise this year, try not to see them as punishment. See them as recalibration. When something falls apart, remind yourself that space is being made.
When something ends, ask yourself what version of you it's freeing. When you feel uncertain, remember that your ruling element is air. You were born to move, to shift, to flow, and now you are learning to flow without losing yourself. You are the messenger of the cosmos, the translator between mind and heart,
the twin who can stand with one foot in the seen and one in the unseen. In 2026, your gift is not just to speak, it is to awaken others with your insights, and to awaken yourself with your honesty. If this message has touched you, if it felt like the universe was speaking directly to your spirit, let that be your sign. Support this energy in a simple but powerful way. Give this video a like so it can reach more Geminis who need to hear this. And subscribe to Astro Gemini to stay connected to the guidance that mirrors your path through each season of your life. In the comments, share your date of birth and your zodiac sign, and tell us which part of this reading resonates most with you right now: love, career, or inner transformation. Your story matters here, and your voice is part of this constellation. Keep shining, Gemini. Keep listening to the whispers of the wind, the nudges of your intuition, and the truths that rise from your own heart. The stars are not here to control you. They are here to reveal you. And if you want to hear everything the universe has to say to you, watch these other videos on our channel.